Hello, my children. How are you? How's your week? Yeah. Did you achieve your dreams? You closer to your dreams? I bet you are. I love you. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pear Pod. I'm so excited. It is Sunday. So we're doing it essentially live today, folks. I'm going to get the pod up. It is now 13:12. The pod will be up at 6:30. So, yeah, I just had a busy week and didn't get a chance to film this before. So, we're going to do it right now. First off, who the fuck thought not to tell me that there was an It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia podcast? It's just motherfuckers. Just when I don't need another pod to pop up that's gonna, just, there's me and it's just gonna go up you go, up you get. Listen to it hoping it would be, kind of shit. It's great. It's really great. They walk through an episode, each podcast, and tell stories of the episode. It's magical. I've listened to everything they've had out so far. They've done 10 pods and they're just introducing video pods. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to continue to watch it, because of the implications. We're out in the water, we're all alone. What are you going to do? Say no? Are you going to hurt these women? I'm not going to hurt these women. Why would I hurt these women? If you don't watch the show, this is all going to be very, very weird for you. But also, I want to say thank you very much for the support on the last episode. I actually mean that. The last episode did far better than, not far better, but when we're talking about, when 10 views can make all the difference, it did, I think, 20, 25 views better than the last one. So that's the kind of fucking shit we want, lads. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Some good banter in the comment section. Ian, good banter, That's me taking the bull by the horns. It's a metaphor. It's how I run my business. That really happened, though. I'm going to go as White Goodman on Halloween, so that's going to be fucking hilarious. I'm trying to get Myrn to go as the female competitor for the Global Gym Purple Cobras, Fran Staganastovic. She's not too keen on it right now, but I will report back because, that's got a fucking costume of the year written all over it. You know what I mean? Interesting. So yeah, as I said, this week was a busy week. Oh, I'm just gonna put this here. Nothing sexual, just a reach. Just there. There we go. Yeah, had a busy week shooting stuff. It was sick. We got to as some I'm working with a boxer out here in Marbella, and I got to shoot with some of his boxers this week. So I got to shoot some pad work. I'm shooting some sparring next week, and it was sick, man. I made some really nice stuff for him. He's buzzing with it, and it's nice to shoot box and stuff again, man. It's every time I do it, I'm like, love shooting this kind of stuff. So I was saying I get this antsy feeling when I shoot a load of content. I guess it's only really I was kind of talking to Myrn about this. A job as a videographer, particularly the job I do, where I do from from farm to fork. I do I shoot and edit it all, so I do it all myself. So the speed at which stuff gets done or the output is totally, it's totally dependent on me and how much I'm willing to work and how productive I am. So sometimes I'm like, fuck, when I have stuff fresh in my mind, I just want to go and bang it out and get as much editing done as I can. Oh, he's reaching over. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's on already. Yeah, sometimes I need to, log the footage, put it in the fucking hard drive, and then take a step back, because yeah, there's going to be more as stuff gets busier, And as there's more stuff coming out, I'm going to have to be more regimented with like when the editing gets done and be comfortable in, you know, scheduling something out until next week. If it's necessary, you know. But great, man. Fucking sick to be busy. And I'll be banging out some of that content over on Visually Impaired. So follow me on Visually Impaired. Like, you're going to fucking do it. Visually Impaired is, you know, that accounts purely for like content for clients and stuff like that. So I've been quiet enough on it lately, because we've been shooting like kind of longer term projects, so I haven't had like short term stuff to be able to bang out. But I'm just shooting reels right now with Joe from 12 Rounds, so we've a load like Instagrammable content that I'll be able to put up, so they'll be coming in the coming weeks, which is very exciting. Let me see, what other exciting things do we have for this week? Oh man, I was watching a fucking sick documentary on some people have seen this. You just kind of pop up. I don't know who made this one. I'll try and leave it in the link. Basically, it's a documentary about the Dark Knight trilogy, and with like Chris Nolan's one. And Jesus Christ, just watching it back, you're just like, when you see all the like stuff you don't even notice. Obviously, like as a filmmaker myself, just going back and seeing like in like when I think back to those movies, I think of like how grand the whole scale was, and how like I actually really remember in the final one, I think in Dark Knight Rises, they had like a scene in like New York City and like the streets just full of police officers. And one big thing that Chris Nolan talked about was like, or people recognize Chris Nolan for he loves to do everything as real as he can if possible. So he had like fuck ton of extras, and which is so much hassle and like you know, like paperwork and getting everyone paid, and it's expensive and all that stuff. But he was like, I need the streets like teeming with people, you know, and it's just so sick. It really it makes for such a more effective shot. But yeah, the doc is just it was just really good. I'm trying to think of other, I guess the interesting stuff is all the casting, you know, and they go through like the different people that they met to run different characters. And like they had like Cillian Murphy he did a test shoot, I think is what it is, where they put the costume on and they actually like do some scenes, and you see those, which is fucking unbelievable. And you see Christian Bale's one, and yeah, man, Cillian Murphy, obviously I agree, not the role for him in my opinion, because he's so good as a villain, and like as Scarecrow he was fucking unreal, and he has this like debonair attitude about him, but also this like, probably because of Thomas Shelby, you're like, oh fuck, he'll still kill you, you know. There's that like ruthless side to him, so I love that. So seeing those, and then Heath Ledger's casting obviously as the Joker was fucking sick, and going through like how like Chris came to pick him, and how they like came up with the wardrobe and all Heath's ideas, and like now obviously with what happened after, it just makes the whole thing even more like mind-boggling to see how much time and how what's the word, it's like immersed in the character he became, and like he almost embodied it, and he wanted everything to be as real as it could be. So yeah, man, I'm trying to think what other bits were cool. Like there was a scene where they were like, we're not going to do like they weren't going to be able to get Morgan Freeman to play I can't remember the gadget guy, sorry, he does other shit, but the stuff when he was like, I want to get people that people won't expect in roles, and then so like but he also wants he wanted to put like the best actors, and if you look through the cast, like they have Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, Anne Hathaway, Tom Hardy, Heath Ledger, Cillian Murphy. Come on, Byers, come on, get another one. Oh, I can't think of any more. But it was just very interesting doc. So if y'all are looking for some evening content, it's free. It's on YouTube. Just look up Dark Knight documentary. You people know how to surf the web. I'm not, man. I keep peeking my beaky nose over the The mic stand's just not a flattering thing to do, so I'm going to stop doing that. Put that a little higher. Yes, your beaky nose. You know that? The in-betweeners. What else do we have? I have a clip I want to react to. I don't know how people felt about the last clip segment that we had in the pod, but I have a clip that I want to react to. But I have a few other things. Maybe I'll do this first. What would you guys think? Do we go doc, sports, happy birthday shout out, outro song? Question mark. You can't, man. I'd love to. Man, maybe down the line stream the actual stream them. No one will fucking come, but it'd be lovely to have some feedback back and forth. I also would love to add a question segment into this, but right now I'm just trying to get some people to engage with just liking and stuff. So down the line we will get some comment opportunities. As I said, leave them in the comment section. Aha. Okay. I think we're going to react to this clip first. Okay. It's a. Basically, if people don't know who Tom Segura is he's a comedian from the States, and he does a pod called Your Mom's House with his missus, who's also funny. But it is, I was watching it the other day, and this clip just made me laugh so much. So I want to give some context before we do. So Tom has, obviously they have a crew and stuff, they have a producer, and they have a number of producers, and one of the guys is called Nadav, and he's like on camera, he's just kind of like, he wears like a fucking shirt and tie, and he's like very proper. And this one pod, I think Nadav was late or something like that, and Tom basically one of the days was seething with him, and basically what ends up happening is they discuss it on the next pod, which is this one. And Tom and his wife are talking to Nadav about how pissed off Tom was. And it turns out that Tom wrote something, like a letter to Nadav that he wanted to read on air as like a therapeutic thing. And it's absolute gold. So I'm going to play that quickly. We'll show you, and then we'll react to it after, right? Okay, I'm just swapping headsets. Oh my god. I'm entangled.
He was like, well, are you going to do the things you were saying you're going to do? No. I mean.
Things you're going to do?
Well, the things that I was thinking about, like physical
His bad
things.
thoughts.
Like bad thoughts.
He just had thoughts, but they're just thoughts. They're not real.
Yeah,
right?
they're
just what you learned.
They're just dark, angry thoughts,
Okay.
His face, man.
So, I'm sorry, it feels crazy to say it. But then he was like, well, maybe try to get it out somewhere other way,
Like a healthy way.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just wrote this.
what is this? Do you want me to say it?
Yeah, what's that?
It says Nadav.
Yeah.
Okay. I think he wrote something that he wants to share.
Yeah.
And it's really
She
a big
plays it
deal
great.
because Tom is not a sharer. He's not.
But I feel like it's the only way to keep working together.
It's by letting him know how you feel.
Your therapist told you to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I think ultimately this is very productive for you guys because we want to keep Nadav around. We love you. But Tom should get these feelings out. It's going to be ultimately very good for the two of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
So
want to
should I read it to you?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Okay. So it's called Nadav. That's you. Okay. Here it is. You did this. Look what you've done. You pushed and pushed, and now it's come to this. It's maddening, and it's all your fault. You asked for it, so here it is. You deserve it all. The kicks, the screams, the blood. It's all for you, all for you, all for you. What did you think would happen? Will you walk again, talk again? We hope not. Will I drop it on your head? Can a knife puncture your side? I have a bat that would like to meet your face. You deserve it all. It's all for you. Your smile doesn't fool us. We watch. You flail in the deep water. As you grasp for air, we cheer.
It's okay. You can do it. You can do it, Tom. You got
Kick
it.
and push. You fight to live, so we push you under again. I tried to make it work. I listened and I gave you chances, but you wanted something else. I'm filled with glee. As your insides spill. This fist is for you. This blade is for you.
It's okay. Let it out.
Tie you to a post. Watch the birds eat away. You go up in flames. You suffer finally. I did it all for you. All for you. All for you.
Give him the Emmy. Oh man, that shit's funny. Oh, I love that kind of shit. I love that kind of comedy. It's just funny. So hopefully you got some joy out of that, like I did. Tom Segura's hilarious, man. I really enjoy his sense of humor, and the way he delivers like dark comedy like that it's gold. It's all for you. This blade has your inside spill. Perfect. And I would love to one day also send threats to a producer of my own podcast. So, any Marbella-based producers who would do it for free, get at me in my email, if that's enticing to anyone. So yeah, that's our clip of the week. Clip of the week. Clip of the week. Thank you, everyone. I have a few sporting sections to discuss. Now, one, obviously we're going to talk about the UFC, but before this, news literally breaking today. Breaking news. And like, it's very rare that I get to break news while, and literally upload content the same day. But Tom Brady retired. The GOAT retired. Now, I'm not a huge NFL fan. I do watch like highlights and stuff. I love sport. I like some of the personalities in the game, and I appreciate like. Do you know what the NFL content and people who watch NFL, the content the NFL put out is absolutely top tier. And I watch a load of their like NFL films. I watch like the docs behind. I find it fascinating, and the content's just outrageously good. So, but I do feel from like the stuff that I've watched, and like obviously I know Tom Brady's accolades, 7 Super Bowls, ? Don't know if that's true. He won, I think, 6 with the Patriots, 1 with the Buccaneers. Not sure. But what it does feel like, or what I think this is probably our generation's Michael Jordan of a sport, or a Muhammad Ali is retiring. And I think like people will look back at Tom Brady as like, because people who don't know his story, I'll give you a little brief intro. And people, I hope people nitpick this story, because I've got, I would literally just watched a GOAT, or a documentary called like The GOAT on his story. And so Tom Brady, right, when he was getting recruited, he went to Michigan, pretty sure, and he was the backup. And he basically, because of his build, and he wasn't fast, his athletic abilities, obviously his abilities as a quarterback and his throwing, his like even one point his mind and his like ability to perform under pressure, all those things were kind of semi-overlooked because of the lack of athleticism and stuff like that. But as a quarterback, he continued to like close out big games for Michigan. And then I think he won the starting job in Michigan the year before he went to the NFL, and he had like a great season. He continued to close out games and show his ability and stuff. And definitely, like, I think he went into the draft being like, I'm confident that I'm going to get like drafted semi-high because of like the year he'd had. And I think numbers-wise, based off his numbers, they were very impressive. But I guess the overall message is people were putting too much emphasis on, is he a fast runner? Is he a good jumper? Does he look good with his shirt off? And not as much about, okay, well, let's look at the guy's numbers and his ability to perform under pressure and like his ability as a quarterback. But you can look back at his combine and like his running, like his 40 is fucking slow. Not like hugely athletic. He doesn't look impressive with his shirt. Everyone's seen that shot of him where they take the shot of him and he's like skinny and lanky. And he in the draft he got overlooked by 6. I don't know how many quarterbacks went before him. I think 6. And he basically he got picked up by Bill Belichick and the Patriots. In the documentary, Bill Belichick is like, I was looking at the board and like they were like, Tom Brady's still there. He's like still up there. And Bill took him and then actually kept him on roster for a year and used up a roster spot to keep him as a non-playing quarterback for a year because they didn't want to lose him because like he thought they had something. And then, you know, the rest is history. Sorry, I'm going to move this because it's very annoying. And the rest is history. And then he went on to, you know, beat the Tom Brady that people know, close out, like comeback kid. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously some of the Super Bowl comebacks are absolutely outrageous. Falcons, Seahawks, where they intercepted off the line. And then, like, obviously they beat the Rams. I think they shut out the Rams. And then you've got, like, and then after everything with the Patriots, they... After everything with the Patriots, then when he leaves, everyone's like, oh, he's done. And they're like, oh, can he do it without Belichick? And like, was Belichick doing it all? And he goes, no, I'll go to Tampa Bay. Obviously, they had a fuckload of talent. But I'll go to Tampa Bay and we'll win a Super Bowl the first year that I go. So I think this is going to be like a level of Michael Jordan retiring from sport. I think he'll be looked back on at that level in the NFL. So I wanted to acknowledge the retirement of a sporting icon. Cheers to you, Tom Brady. Now, you won't see this, but congratulations. I'm sure the guy fucking wants to spend some time with his fucking kids. He's probably exhausted, and the guy's made oodles of cash. Oodles. The guy's the fucking most marketable man alive, so congratulations, sir. Now, our UFC updates. The big piece of news essentially is that Francis Ngannou did manage to defeat Cyril Gane in their heavyweight bout last weekend. Sorry, that was very popped it too much. People will know or may know that Francis Ngannou was going through some contract disputes with the UFC. This fight was his last fight on his contract, on his 8-fight contract. And he had plans to finish this contract and go out and look to fight Tyson Fury or box Tyson Fury, maybe look at some like one-off fights and really go and make some fuck you money. Now, what people don't know is the UFC are pretty wily with their contracts, right? And hold on. Just take a little swig. Yeah, the UFC are pretty wily with their contracts, right? And basically, if you're the champion, in your contract, you are like, I think you're legally obligated to fight. Or you either have to fight one more time. You automatically have one fight added on to your contract if you defend the belt, or you have to sit out a year. Pretty sure it's one of those. Those are your options. So, but Francis won. Francis has an injury with his knee, so he needs to get that rehabbed anyway. So it's just very interesting. Francis is kind of definitely, this is the biggest so far in terms of contract disputes and wage disputes with the UFC, because Francis is the heavyweight champion, your current heavyweight champion. Man, like, on paper, the guy's so marketable. Do you know what I mean? He fucking has rockets in his hands. Like, came from the sand mines from nothing. He looks like a man of steel. Do you know what I mean? He's fucking carved by angels, and he's got like a fighting style that everyone enjoys watching. So I don't know where the disconnect is here. Like, the guy, and like, the heavyweight division isn't fucking packed with like superstars. Like, Derek Lewis isn't going to go and like do a 5-year like reign as the champion. Do you know what I mean? You're light for talent, Dana. So I'd be saying, give Francis what he's looking for. He did, like, the fact that he just fought for 800k or something as the heavyweight champion after the who's who of people he's gone through to be where he is. Like, go back through Francis' record. I'm not going to do it now, but if anyone who's a fan of MMA, you can go back to, well, I can list them off the top of my head. Curtis Blades twice, Junior Dos Santos, Cain Velasquez, Rosenstruck, Alistair Overeem, Stipe, lost to him once, then beat him. Derek Lewis, the worst fight ever, and he lost technically. I think he lost. Yeah, he did lose on points. And then I think that's it. If I forgot someone else, I'm a fucking idiot. But the guy's fought like all the fucking biggest names in the heavyweight division, and the guy deserves to get paid. And he's your only marketable guy, so pay him. You crazy bastard. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen now. I don't know who else is in the market from Eagle FC. Khabib could a smash your boy. Khabib could be like, I'll take Francis over at Eagle FC. Imagine you signed him after him being the UFC champion, is bringing that over. That's a really fuck you to Dana. So I don't know. It's good to see, though. It's good to see this contract and like fighter pay still being being brought up, and it takes it, like, Francis is in the best situation now leverage wise, because no one else has ever been like at the end of a contract, the current champion, and like in an open dispute. That usually it's at the end, after, like, when they don't have as much power, they'll dispute something and Dana can be like, yeah, well, you're nothing now. So, and then, right, listen to this is fucked, not fucked, but so Dana, after Cyril won, Dana isn't in the ring. Dana doesn't put the belt around him and doesn't do the press conference. Now, the press conference thing, I understand. He doesn't always do those. But in my memory, I only remember one other time where Dana's been present, particularly for a big pay-per-view, where championships are being exchanged. I remember one other occasion where Dana didn't put the belt around someone, and that was Tyron Woodley. And obviously Dana also has his issues with Tyron Woodley that are well publicized. So, like, it can't be coincidence. Do you know what I mean? I can't remember if he did Moreno or Figueiredo before. Oh, hold on, my dad's calling me. Father, I'm just polishing off a podcast and like 5 minutes left. Can I call you back after? Okay, coolio. Bye. Cheddar cheese. Yeah, so you can't tell me that it's the two situations, or the two times that he hasn't put belts around people, were also occasions where they've had open disputes. You can't tell me that. He's saying that it was just something happened backstage and he couldn't do it, but I don't know. It just all looks a bit fishy. And it doesn't look great from Dana. Like, just fucking, you know? Like, you're kind of hungry for stars right now. So, like, give the guy his fucking due. Anyway, I think that's it, folks. I think we did a decent effort there. No cuts. It's going to be fresh live. It's farm to table. It's farm to table for you boys and girls, if girls listen to it. I want to give a very, very happy birthday to one of my best friends, Mr. Kevin Sweeney. Happy birthday, Kev. Sorry I'm not there, but I am home for the... I am home in Dublin for my brother's 25th in 4 weeks. So we will turn it up then. Until then, like the video. Please subscribe. Please. And yeah, go fucking look over to the Pear Pod. There'll be some clips over there. There'll be some behind the scenes stuff. And we'll keep it grooving, baby. Boom, ba-doom, boom. And is there anything else?
So you wanna be hardcore with your hat to the back?
Talking about the gaps in your raps, but I can't feel that hardcore appeal that you're screaming. Maybe I'm dreaming. This ain't Christopher Williams, still some MC got the feel one. Caps, I got the feel some.